Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Flames Day, one day before we have to go out into the sandworm's den. And Stroll is heavily nudging me towards what I want to do today. Yeah, they definitely seem to be more focused on the forest itself. But if people are getting hurt, then definitely sounds like a job for us. And a job for our new gunner archetype. Right. So, welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio, everyone. We started at the Goat Neurus's Bond last time and got the Goat class gunner last time. And now we triangle Gallagher. And again, Gallagher is telling us, oh, we should prioritize Cuculus's request. But I don't think we're even allowed to do that now. I think it's too long.
Well, are we going?
Yeah. Gallagher will full-on Morgana you if you try and do that. So, like I said, it is possible to do this, but you need to essentially not go to Camaro or to the Imp's Den. And I prefer taking this route. But on another playthrough, I might want to do this because it will give me a new archetype that I wouldn't normally have during the Sand Flash incident. So, yeah, I love the different aspects you get with the gameplay like that, but okay. Let's go and take on the new King of the Imps.
What are we doing there again?
And while we do so, again, remember
You would pursue peril.
that when you're on the road, you want some way of dealing with a certain type of enemy that might show up.
It's your call. That's cutting it close.
Great. Let's move out.
There's actually no way to, fail this deadline, because Gallagher just stops you from going any further than you would normally. So I'm now able to rank up Stroll here. If you don't, on these trips, you are actually still able to rank up, what reportable quest, wait? Oh, I had to study the gunner archetype. Okay, I can rank up more too. Yeah, I forgot about that entirely. But yeah, if you don't rank up Stroll and Hulkenberg on these trips, you can do it in your forced trip towards Heisme as well. So I'll have time to do other stuff then, mostly reading books.
Would you look at this? Ah, right.
It's less of a matter of whether you rank up everyone's bones in Metaphor, but more a matter of when you rank them up. And that can really change how you approach certain gameplay problems. But yeah, now that we've started the gunner, we can get another more rank.
Incredible.
And I'm going to have some more imagination and some more archetype experience items.
Yes.
So yeah, another reason why we want to bond with Neurus. True. I love the fact that Quill is just levitating and just, although it's just dipping itself in ink over and over again, it's not actually writing anything. Huh. Neither of these give any points.
Alright.
Or mag. Again, I'm Persona-brained. Huh. It is, this is interesting because, Sanctism definitely prefers Igniters over any other form of magic, and, persecutes any other form of magic, so it's weird that the anti-Igniter extremists in Brigida's Bond seem to be Sanctist-aligned. Well, I mean, the king was pretty influenced by the church around that time. Yeah, I just noticed that thing behind more with those. I don't know if those are pins or if they're just little crystals. In fact, I think that looks like a map of Uchronia itself. Fun fact, the map of Uchronia is potentially inspired by the map of the city depicted in the novel Utopia, which is actually where More gets his name from. Thomas More, the author of that book. And there's a lot of symbolism in that, but I've got a lot more time to unpack all that, because it's kind of a little too much to be talking about at this point in the game. But let's just say the original Utopia novel was very much not a utopia. It was either intentional satire or its author had a very warped view of what a utopia was. And that definitely fits the themes of this game.
It's conceivable.
Oh no, the Wheel of Fate is turning, Rebel 1, action. Oh, so we have to break Luisa's curse, and also the King's curse.
Right.
So yeah, 1 will give this. People in the comments were mentioning that, like, the reason why Will's saying to help people like you to Brigida in her rank doesn't give the most mag is because Brigida doesn't like having to rely on other people. Whereas Moore is a lot more receptive to, you know, people saying they want to help him. Aha! A pronoun! We're getting a new archetype!
A new power.
That's gonna be a running gag, isn't it?
You are the key to escape.
But what kind of escape? We have the second tier Seeker archetype, and the design of this one kind of makes it clear that Seeker is kind of meant to be analogous to the Bard class.
Magic Seeker!
The Magic Seeker has a similar balanced stat build and the same weaknesses as the Seeker archetype. It starts out with the second tier wind skill Cyclo, along with Tarukaja to save on an inheritance slot. At rank 4, it gets a second tier single target heal. At rank 9, Wind Dodge to help with the weaknesses of other archetypes. The main prize here, though, is Cyclone at rank 15. This is actually very early for a third tier magic skill. And at rank 20, it gets an attack and defense buff for one ally, though it's more expensive than 2 regular single target buffs, so not sure how worth it this is. Magic Seeker is required for the third form of the Seeker lineage, but also notably for the second tier of the Summoner lineage. Magic Seeker has some interesting new synthesis skills. Fireblade Rider is a nice physical fire skill, meaning it can crits. Now, Horse-Drawn Carnage is kind of weird. I've put an asterisk here because its power is higher than that of the Seeker version of this skill. Why? Because it's actually a different skill. These two have different names in Japanese, and I'm not sure why the translation called them the same thing. But yeah, this is a different skill. You also have Gus Cyclo and Gus Cyclone, AoE versions of medium and heavy wind damage, along with Heat Riser as a synthesis skill. Now, eventually we'll be getting a synthesis skill that applies Heat Riser to the whole party, but until then, this can be sort of nice for all stat buffing. We also have Tetra Break, again useful for one specific fight in the main story, and Adventurer's Curiosity, just like the Seeker archetype, useful if you're going for a physical heavy party. And now we have access to the Gunner archetype to make this more usable.
Now then.
Yeah, this time we need to level up Merchant to a significant degree, rank 15, however, I have a whole ton of archetype experience items. The question is whether I go for them on Will, or whether I go for them on our next party member who actually needs Merchant to unlock his ultimate archetype. That actually is that's a dilemma. Oh, we gotta pet the cat before we go, though. Okay, good, I didn't miss an idle stay for the toilet. But I did almost miss.
Let's go.
I think I just walked to the kitchen. Gauntlet Shrooms. Well, potentially not Gauntlet Shrooms, but I want to reload for Gauntlet Shrooms this time. There we go. And now let's take care of our other traveling bond. Stroll rank... Hang on a minute. No, don't worry. I'm gonna talk to you, Stroll, but I need to first make sure...
In the name of justice!
That in the name of justice, we are all warriors.
Oh, it's you.
Because after we do a time-consuming activity, we will be thrown straight into a potential fight without a chance to prepare, so I want to make sure that I am well prepared first. So now let's talk Stroll.
I'm sorry.
Wow, Stroll seems uncharacteristically down today.
Sorry. Right.
Yeah. So, apparently this is the one that gives you the mag? Yeah, I guess because it's a joke. Yeah, well, you you know, the fact there's like a billion different fantasy video games and other media about how much nobility sucks is, kinda telling. Also, Mukoyoshi. That's very Mukoyoshi. Yeah, so any of these gives like the same, like none of these give anything.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, I mean, I know they'd be proud of the person you are now. And you're only just getting started.
Got it.
Both of these give the same mag boost. And here we go. All of these give 3 triangles of mag.
Hey. You're a kind one.
So I guess next time we'll be heading there.
I'm relieved in knowing that I'm not alone.
And finally we don't have a new archetype to go over in a bond rank up. That's pretty typical of, like, Atlas social protagonists. Same time, though, I do like Will's character overall here more than most, and also the characters have a lot of agency in their own arcs.
Enemy attack!
But yeah, this is why I wanted to prepare. Bugger off, because they're bugs. Stroll liking puns is like the one instance of the one aspect of him that I am not exactly fond of. But yeah, we have Knockpurs here.
If we play it cool, we'll cruise right through.
They're only weak to wind, of which I don't think I have any at this point.
Give me your aid!
But I do have, these are all single target. Well, that's a little annoying. Okay, so, do I have any wind items? I don't think so. But I do have these.
Try this. They die hard.
Yeah, a good 2 of these should finish off most of the enemies.
This should help.
However,
Enemy
Reinforcements.
when you are traveling anywhere in the Matira region, you might find red elementers. They are the fire ones, and therefore, oh no, elementers. Finally, I get to actually say that right. They are weak to ice. However, like every enemy in this game, they're also weak to something. Well, actually, hang on, I'll do it with Will first. No, I can't do it with Will this turn. Right, no, I had to do some Stroll. Yeah, like everything in this game, they're weak to something else, and that something else is called Peerless Stonecleaver. Oh, didn't kill it.
There they go.
Well, that was embarrassing. Probably should have saved one of those ice items and then use Peerless Stonecleaver, I guess. But yeah, that's what you'll encounter in this area. Like, the odds of actually killing off an Elementor without the,
The Imps' den, home to countless bandits over the years, has warranted the caution of all who lived near the steep, forested entry path. They warned their children of the dangers there. There are demons in those woods, they said. You mustn't go near. Perhaps the children's anxiety inadvertently roused something from its sleep. It is to that den, now befitting of its name, that the Gauntlet Runner arrives.
you know, it's kind of cool how they're, like, going into the real lore of, like, goblins and children's stories. But yeah, what I was saying was, yeah, it's very hard to kill off an Elementor without a preemptive strike bonus. Oh, we have another one of these forests with another generic dungeon theme, but it's fine. This is going to be our main place to show off our new Gunner archetype, because it's definitely not a, one that, causes them to trigger Frenzy, because it's not a, you know, staff or a mace. So yeah, to all those who are Mage Will Supremacy, I mean, I'm not going to say this is going to change your mind, but here's what I like to do with Will.
My aim is true from any vantage.
Oh, all the archetype switching quotes are so cool.
Run if you want, but you can't escape my aim.
That one's even better. And now I wonder whether I should save these for later or not, because okay. I can use the weaker ones just to get a little bit into Gunner on Will and Stroll. Maybe get another rank up on Hulkenberg's Mage, but I'm gonna save these. Because how far are you into Merchant? Oh yeah, no, that's pretty low. I need 15. I'm thinking I will save it for that other member. So, almost forgot for a moment, don't put her in Mage.
By the sworn oath of knighthood.
Oh, and the Demon Slayer Pike is going to be effective against Goblins. Okay, we have Wind, Dark, and Ice weaknesses here, otherwise. Yeah, definitely going for Heat up there. Oh, and the memorandum entry we got is for the Imps' Den. Forest Road near Matira, the dense foliage leads to poor visibility, making it a long-time favorite haunt for bandits. To protect their children, parents in the area warn them that goblin monsters, Goborns, will eat them if they venture there. As the fairy tale spread, real monsters did appear, and even the bandits slowly diminished. That's interesting. It's almost implying that the Goblins here were manifested by... already 43% completion of the memorandum, were manifested by the children's fears. So it drove the bandits away, but at what cost? Also, hi there, random soldier. Knackered soldier. Only a UK dub would call a character that. So this is interesting. Normally against bosses that have minions, or ads, as some people like to call them, I never really use that terminology, but I know a lot of speedrunners do. You don't actually want to take out the minions this time, because it makes the Goborn King go crazy. And, you know, when no minions and no beer make Goborn King something. Go crazy? Don't mind if I do! Let's go. Because I'm going to go crazy with my crossbow here. Because I guess it's come full circle. I love crossbows in Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, and I love crossbows here too. I wish more Fire Emblems would have crossbows. Even the original Fire Emblem actually had crossbows in it, Marth's original game. But yeah, we can actually safely chip away at enemies' gauges from a distance. Oh, we have Elementers here.
We're evenly matched.
So like all Goborns, or a Goborn-err, these are stronger Goborns, this one has no weaknesses. So we are going to go ahead and sleepy shot from a distance. Sleepy shot from a distance. Oh, nice crit there. And now I'm going to try and blizz one of them. Okay, good, it's not recovered from stun yet. I'm going to actually, just in case, let's Tarukaja you. And I'm going to pass my turn just to make sure they stay stunned. I might be able to get one of them.
Only 2 enemies left.
Ah, no synthesis on Knight. Okay. Wild Barrage is wildly unreliable. I do still have an Ice Crystal, though.
Let's try this.
You hit their weak point. Keep it up, Stroll.
Oh, that's not a lot of damage. Guess I have to Sleep Shot then. Okay. I think I'll be able to get one. Okay, good, we got one of them. And it's probably going to recover from stun this turn. Yes, it did. Okay. Can I luck out and get sleep? I would assume you're immune to that anyway. And it's gone. Yeah, I feel like a lot of enemies that run, like the kind of Metal Slime style enemies in recent JRPGs, have been very lax about running. The Elementers are not. They just immediately run the moment they get the chance. So, don't give them that chance.
You found new powers.
Poison Shot. Nice. In fact, that's going to be really good, since the Goborn King is weak to that.
Be our quarry then.
So, we need to take out the Black Mage Goblins. And we even have another cat save point that's kind of weirdly close to the entrance. Like, seriously, I don't think you really need that. But we also have
We're not alone.
Vesps. Single shot from our Gunner archetype hits their weakness. And let's try out this Wild Barrage Synthesis.
Pierce.
Yes, Pierce. Pierce is very good element in this game. I've actually been doing some science on like the enemy spreadsheet that like speedrunners thankfully provided for everyone in this game, and I was surprised to find out that Pierce is not the most common physical weakness enemies have. That's actually Strike, but skeletons heavily inflate the number of light and strike weaknesses in this game. They also heavily deflate the number of a certain other resistance and weakness, but we'll see about that later on. Yeah, now we also have these mid-tier Mana Hunter Goblins that are level 17, but if we level ourselves up a few times, we might actually be able to get to a point where these things are killable in the field. Gotta be a little careful about our MP, but it's still very satisfying to beat things with a rain of arrows like that. And there are also smaller goblins that you can easily take out on the field.
Victory is ours.
Just like those, yeah, there you go, yeah. Uh-oh. But we got the attention of the big one. But it doesn't even matter, because I can just shoot you from a distance. Yeah, see why I like Gunner? Gunner's one archetype where its field skill is insanely notable. And yep, already down. I'm making this look easy, but this is basically like what you get for doing Neurus's Bond before going into this forest.
There they are.
Hello there, mate. Goodbye there, mate. It's not even like you're shooting arrows, you're shooting like beams of light. Now eventually these Vesps I think will also be field killable. Okay, no, it's going to be a little while before these become field killable, but yeah, it will. This is going to be a pretty short dungeon run, so I'm kind of okay with just spamming some synthesis skills here. They know electricity, though. Electricity is actually that one element that is, I'll talk more about that later, but I do personally think that it might be the worst element in this game. It has well, not very, but it has relatively uncommon weaknesses by the standards of, magical elements, and also has by far the most enemies that resist it out of any element. But skeletons heavily inflate that number, thanks to a lot of them nulling electric. And there's a lot of variants of skeletons in this game. Meanwhile, I was actually running the numbers on Persona 3 Reload's most common weaknesses, and that game spreads weaknesses and resistances more evenly among all enemies. There are some slight leads. For example, I think wind is the most common elemental weakness, which would make sense because you have access to Yukari very early and they want to make sure that she's useful, but like, yeah. Actually, can I just kill you without synthesis? That's very little damage. Is this any more damage? You know what, Wild Barrage off of Will. Yeah, that's some solid damage. Cause yeah, so you can see here, synthesis, very, very powerful. Might even be better than, got Sukaja on both Will and Strike. I like how they're synchronized gunner leveling here. But yeah, might be better than how it is in Digital Devil Saga, if I go so far as to say that. But as we're gonna be going around here fighting some goblins, I thought that I would use this time to talk about my thoughts on, when it comes to fantasy monster archetypes, goblins. Because that is another very common type of fantasy creature, and it's also another one where J.R.R. Tolkien was a very heavy influence, but it wasn't entirely him. So, goblins have existed in English folklore for a very long time. They were originally neutral trickster spirits, both capable of punishing bad people and rewarding good people. Nice. They're actually very similar to fairies or fae creatures, and in fact, for that reason, a lot of modern Dungeons & Dragons classifies goblins as fae. So you'd also have certain species like house goblins. In fact, one thing that I actually find very interesting is the term hobgoblin, which we nowadays associate with being a particularly mean or nasty variety of goblin. No thanks to Marvel.
Smooth finish. Great work, everyone.
Hob originally referred to a hearth or fireplace, and it was originally a term for friendlier goblins that helped around the house. Eventually, Puritans started using it as a term for demon, and Tolkien picked it up in his work And thus we get the modern version of Hobgoblin being a stronger, nastier goblin, kind of like the bigger goblin estos we find here. But it is interesting that goblins were originally more neutral entities. It was actually later on. Also, yes, there is a gold beetle here. Make sure you get it on your first visit. It was actually the 1872 children's fairy tale, The Princess and the Goblin, that's where we got our modern perception of goblins being entirely evil. I think I can probably afford to use a few of these. Not a lot, but oh, there's another Elementa there. If it's only a single one, I can probably take care of it without needing to rely on Peerless Stonecleaver. Especially if I can preempt it from a distance like this. There actually might not be, unless I get really lucky with this Wild Barrage. I misclicked there and it got out of stun. Right, that took up 2 press turns. So, we did not get them all, Gallica.
There they are.
But anyway, yeah, that was where we first got the perception of goblins being mostly evil. Another story that I remember studying in university was one called Goblin Market. And Goblin Market is an interesting story with a lot of different interpretations. Weirdly, looking it up online, I see a lot of people with very sexual interpretations of Goblin Market. It's kind of about 2 girls who are sisters who, one of them doesn't listen to the more sensible sister and ends up going to the goblin market where goblins sell a kind of a strange fruit that is very, that tastes very good but causes her to waste away. See, I personally read it as a metaphor for drug addiction and, like, not getting involved with drugs. But I don't know if that was the original intent of the story, but, like, the way that I read it, like again, like, the goblin sweet fruits that, like, you go to a shady market, these people are telling you to buy this stuff, it seems like it tastes good at first, but it's actually really bad for you, and eventually it causes you to, like, slowly waste away into nothing. Yeah, to me, it's a drug metaphor. Or just addictive substances in general, but I guess it just goes to show that people will read, people can read a lot of things out of fantasy works. And of course, J.R.R. Tolkien popularized goblins as a smaller variety of orc. And what's interesting is that even after goblins went from, like, neutral trickster spirits to purely villains, also we have these, butterfly things here. However, they are weak to pierce, and therefore Gunner deals very well with them. In fact, I don't even think there were really a lot of, like, I remember The Hobbit primarily calling, things goblins and not orcs. But they're kind of retroactively considered a subcategory of orcs in modern retellings of The Hobbit, which often forget its roots as a children's bedtime story, but still. Oh yeah, that was what I was saying. Even after goblins went from neutral to villains, they always retained their roots of being sneaky, which fits with their original origin as fey trickster spirits. Like, even in things like Warhammer, whenever you have both orcs and goblins, the orcs are usually more about physical strength, whereas the goblins are usually about sneakiness and subterfuge. They make up for their small size by using more underhanded tactics. And on that note, I can probably talk about one other thing that many people talk about when it comes to goblins in media these days, and them becoming more inherently evil, and that is the possible problematic, like, racist implications of that. Looking up folklore on goblins, for the most part, I've found that the harmful racial stereotypes did not originate with the goblins themselves. The folklore was there first, and then people attached the racism to that folklore later.
No worries.
There are some fantasy monsters I will be talking about in this playthrough that do have, like, actual racist origins, but they might not be what you think. They certainly weren't what I thought they'd be.
Don't lose focus.
But yeah, I overall feel that goblins themselves were not designed to be racial stereotypes. People just ended up applying it to them, but that's on those people. And I love Stroll. But okay, let's go! So, as they said, we don't want to take out all of the minions, but we can leave one of them. We should probably take out the Manhunters and the Hexers first, though. But we have the Goborn King himself. Level 24. Doesn't have a lot of HP for a boss at this point. But it does have Mataru Kaja and Charge. It's vulnerable to Poison and Malady. I'm not really sure there's many reliable ways to inflict Malady at this point, though. And it can use a Forget skill and also an AoE slash attack, which Gunner is weak to, I just realized. Okay, I may have to rely on Hulkenberg's Knight guarding here. In fact, I also wasn't prepared for this because I was too busy talking about my tangents about goblins, because I really need to give myself some more MP. Though granted, I don't think I really want to go for Synthesis just yet. I think I'm going to go for some poison shots to try and pick off the archers and manhunters. So let's go for the poison shot. There we go. And Hulkenberg is going to Knight's Proclamation. Not that it's going to help against Round Slash, unfortunately. And yep, there's the Mataru Kaja. I should probably take out the Mage Goblin as well. But Hulkenberg is resistant to Slash, so that's going to help a lot with defending against those attacks. Yeah, let's go... Well, okay. Right, now we have to start using the MP recovery. You know what? I'm going to go for a Magla Potion. You, on the other hand, will go for a Poison Shot on... Okay, yeah, okay. I need to... I'm wondering if I should Knight's Proclamation or if I should just focus on taking out that one, because that one's nearly down. And I could do that if I pass and then Poison Shot. I think I will do that. Hope this doesn't come back to bite me. Giant Slice, that's a weakness. That's not a weakness. Oh, probably because that's a strike attack. Dark Sword. Oh no, that's not good. Okay. At least the press turns are going to his minions and not to the actual boss himself. However, Hulkenberg is affected with Malady right now, which means that she can't use Synthesis skills. Let's get Will back up. Will also needs more MP. Here's a problem, though. I'd really like to Knight's Proclamation this turn, and can't really do that. Can't really get to Hulkenberg's turn. At least, okay, they're being dumb and going for her anyway. Oh, good dodge there, good dodge there. That might be thanks to Gunner's agility bonus. But okay, let's take out another one. I'm gonna leave just the one Esto still left. Let's just have you go for a, I guess Fairy Dust is a little fitting for the,
Helpful as ever.
Ah, okay, that's what, I actually forgot what Malady does, but yeah, it's kind of like Disease in Final Fantasy XII. Not quite as bad as that, though, because that one sets your current HP to equal your max HP at all times. Yeah, he's gonna set that back up again. Not really much we can do about that right now. But at least there's only one minion left, and it's one of the easiest ones. But yeah, Malady just stops you from healing. Speaking of Malady... Yeah, we inflicted poison on the Goborn King that way. Now we can get our Knight's Proclamation going again. And you can go for... I mean, I could try and put that Goblin to sleep and hope to waste their press turns that way. Yeah, because this way, Goborn Esto is sleeping. So yeah, there's all these fights where you will definitely notice the Goborn ailment vulnerabilities. Probably should have inherited healing onto Hulkenberg, but oh well. Just heal yourself there, and you're gonna set up some Tarukajas on Will. Now, unfortunately, they recover from sleep right at the start of their turn, and that's why Hulkenberg using healing is a problem. Oh yeah, they can also poison you. Yeah, here's a downside of using Gunners at this point, but I still wanted to show off the ailments of this class, so let's go ahead and, I think I have another Balm of Life.
Now, what's the play?
You're still poisoned. I could try and put that one to sleep. But I don't think I'll be able to do it again, because at the moment that I kill that one, the big guy is going to go very berserk. However, you're stuck buffing yourself again. And that means another turn of poison damage and another turn of your sleeping minions stealing your turns. Okay, let's go for... yeah, let's go for another poison shot on you. It's getting kind of low. Knight's Proclamation. Ow, poison. And sleep shot on the big guy. Of course, you didn't get put to sleep and you recover from poison. Okay, there you go. We can tank that, and you're still asleep. And Will has enough for another poison shot. Okay, yeah, he's getting really, really low, but I can't synthesis because Hulkenberg is poisoned.
Now, what's the
You
plan?
know, if I were to use a Magla Peel on Will,
Could do with this.
That helped.
I might be able to finish him off in the next shot. Oh, that...
Down. Get her back
Of
up.
course he lucked out with that. That's normally a really low chance of hitting, but, oh, that could be a problem. Oh, but the other guy's asleep. Good. Because, yeah, that...
Down.
The sleep is good for, like, wasting, any press turns they gain from weaknesses, and, okay, hang on. Can I still do this? I kind of want Hulkenberg to be back up, so let's get you back up.
My spirit is unbroken.
Oh. That's a little unfortunate, actually, because if I pass a Stroll, he doesn't have the MP to actually attack.
With blade in hand.
Blizz?
Stay focused.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, as you can see, the fight's not over. We actually do have to... I wish I could leave this guy alive, but unfortunately, the battle won't end until they're all gone, so, I'm sorry, but you are gonna get whacked.
Hide on
And crit!
It's okay.
And regular shot, there we go. That might have been a bit clumsy of a fight, but I really just wanted to talk about the kind of fantasy lore around goblins. Also for this, we get the scrap metal slab, which I believe is the first weapon that we've got so far that outclasses the Dragon's Indignation / Dragon's Judgment. It also looks hilarious. It's very similar to the metal chocobo in Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts 1. That's like you're beating up the enemy with a giant metal, well, slab. Yeah, going for 2 gunners for that might not have been the best thing in the world. I forgot that he had a lot of slash attacks. But I guess you're seeing both the strengths and weaknesses of the gunner archetype in this run.
Huh?
Let's not insult Stroll.
Hey.
I do like how everyone has some banter after the minor quests.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
But it even goes into serious territory now.
What do you want to do?
We'll have to report to the recruitment center, but no, let's keep exploring because we haven't quite finished checking the whole area. Though I am pretty severely hurting right now.
What now?
If I switch over to Warrior, though, yeah, it's now auto-equipping the scrap metal slab, which is better than Dragon's Judgment. And this can be purified at a church, too. So, yeah, this thing is, well, it's almost literally a Buster Sword, actually. So, also similar to Metal Chocobo from Kingdom Hearts.
Great.
But I'm going to go back to Gunner because Gunner is my goat. I seriously love Gunner so much. I'm not biased at all.
This is our chance.
First move.
Oh, that's a lot of Esps. So, after I talk about goblins, there really isn't much in the way of, like, orc equivalents in this game. Really, the Goborns are the same as orcs, so I do have some things to say about how I feel about orcs in fantasy, but that comes later. Oh yeah, that's why I got surprised by the big one. I wasn't expecting there to be, like,
Our enemies are down.
There they are.
Oh yeah, we can actually kill these things on the field now. But yeah,
Hanging in there? Not tired, are you?
there was one more, Mage Goblin here.
Impressive.
So yeah, you can kill anything on the field, but it's not gonna be, it's gonna be a way less efficient than doing it in squad battle if it's a strong enemy. Still more to go of this place, though we have got the main thing in here, the Gold Beetle.
I see the enemy.
Oh, there's another, set of goblins. Another thing that I really like about the Gunner archetype is you can just pierce through multiple enemies at once.
That's the last of them. The way's clear.
Oh, okay, we got an Imp's old bow from that. I knew that we'd be finding a strong weapon for the Gunner archetype in the field, so I was a little hesitant to buy one, but Imps or bow. Yeah, that's significantly better. I guess you can take the, you can swap over the hunter's crossbow, and Will can take the Impsol bow. +1 strength and +1 agility, too.
This'll do it.
Ah, so close to a level up on Gunner for both Stroll and Will. One more good fight should do it. Just, is there like an actual fight around here? Anyone? Anyone want to take up this opportunity? This incredible opportunity to get your face shot off by a crossbow.
Okay.
And there we go, rank 9 achieved. Also, we got a bunch of those poison stingers. And we could inflict malady via those spores, but yeah, poison stingers can be nice to have. Though not as nice to have as corrosive acid. So, now that we have that gold beetle, we have the quest done, let's leave the dungeon. And probably a good idea to save now, because, at least in my file, once we get back to town, we'll be heading out into the Sand Flash, and that's its own whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
When leaving a dungeon, you can choose to return to town and camp or continue your travels. If you explore the dungeon, you cannot travel anywhere else that day. Return to town or camping will be your only choices. If you set up camp, you can travel from the dungeon the next day. So, if you set up camp, you can go to the dungeon again another day, but let's return to town now.
Okay, then.
This means we won't have a nighttime time slot for the day because we went to a dungeon, but we did finish a quest. I like how you can hear the Ludus playing. And even Nuras is here with us in the tavern.
All right.
Yes, the people around Martira can rest easy, just as long as we also deal with the kidnapper. But I mean, that's what we're gonna do tomorrow, right? Yeah, well, I mean, Hulkenberg's kind of shaming me for that, because I'm the one who forgot about the slash weaknesses on Gunner and got kind of wrecked by that.
What?
Feeling worn out?
I'm glad that Nuras actually has something to say in that scene. But yes, tomorrow means the Sand Flash.